it's Sue. Welcome to the Lenormand Lovers STL, where you can learn how to read Lenormand cards for yourself. They are my favorite oracle card. They're very, very intuitive and incredibly accurate. So this series of videos is going to help you learn how to combine two cards together. And that is the beginning of learning how to read them, read the story that's in them. So you should have originally watched the first video, which is Spirit Vocabulary, where we go through each card and assign a one-word descriptor to the card that resonates for you. I have my own list. You're going to want yours. This series of videos, there should be 36 here, is where we're going to go through the cards and combine them together. We'll start with the Rider card and combine Rider with each of the other 35 cards, coming up with a two-word combination for that match. We'll do that for each of the 36 cards. So if you've already watched this video for another one of the cards, you can just skip in 6 minutes or so and start right in the middle, and it'll address the card that was written on the very front of the video. So all right, we're going to get started with our two card combinations. I'm going to share my screen with you. All righty, what are Lenormand cards? Lenormand cards are named after Mademoiselle Lenormand, a French professional fortune teller of considerable fame who lived during Napoleon's time. Mademoiselle Lenormand is considered to be the greatest cartomancer of all time, highly influential during the wave of French cartomancy that began during the 18th century. She didn't create the cards, but became famous for using them to read for her clients, as will you become famous when you learn how to read the cards. The 36 card deck is simple. It's illustrated with fairly concrete literal meanings and is known as Petit Lenormand. As with all fortune-telling vehicles, these are to be used for fun and as a form of entertainment and are not to rule our lives. We are all born with free will that we need to exercise when making daily decisions. So why Lenormand cards? They're very straightforward. Each symbol represents an object, a person, an idea, and it speaks directly to each one of us. We use our own personal symbol vocabulary or spirit vocabulary to tell the story that shows up in the cards. There are only 36 cards that are anchored in simplicity, making the foundation work to prepare to read the Lenormand cards very easy to grasp. And the deck size is usually small, like a deck of playing cards, and easy to handle. So the benefits of reading Lenormand. Working with the Lenormand cards will strengthen your connection to your intuition. Being so easy to read, Lenormand cards will strengthen your confidence in your reading skills very quickly. They can show you the direction you're heading in any situation, and it's up to you to stay this course or to make changes. The cards serve as a messenger from your higher consciousness. And these cards are eerily accurate and can give you a glimpse of your future, helping you to prepare and manage your life. So here are some resources. There are many different books out there in the marketplace that can help you on your journey to master reading Lenormand cards. And I have chosen to use the following. The book I use is The Essential Lenormand by Rana George. The tools don't get any better than what Rana has listed here in the book. Each card gets 2 to 3 pages of very specific information. There's lots of different card spreads, and it's a wealth of information. So this is the book that I recommend for you. Now the card decks that I use 2. In the videos, I'm going to be using the Dreaming Way Lenormand. I just love these cards. The artwork is amazing, very easy to grasp, very, very pretty. The other deck, well, actually the deck that I learned on is the Blue Owl deck. Very specific back. These are pretty straightforward as well. Like that's a bouquet. Here's an anchor. Very, very straightforward but you can use whatever deck speaks to you. These are always available on Amazon, but you can also check with a local bookstore if you want to support business in your neighborhood. So I studied under a very talented teacher for several years, building my reading skills, and this led to my reading for the public in 2017. Choose what speaks to you from these videos and from the books, and leave the rest. There are no real hard and fast rules. Some decks come with extra cards that reflect a different view of the card. For example, I have a deck where there's 2 men and 2 women. One's a young man, an older man, a young woman, an older woman. One of the decks I have has multiple birds in it. Might be owls versus crows. So pick the card that speaks to you and then leave the other one out. You don't need to have 2 men and 2 women. It'll start getting really, really confusing. Oh, the other resource I'm going to tell you about, so when we did the spirit vocabulary, you came up with your one-word combinations for letters. Not combination, spirit vocabulary. I have put together a whole spirit vocabulary PDF that I am happy to let you download. But I'm telling you, these are my 2-word combinations. So they may not speak to you. You have to have your own. But if your words happen to line up with mine, then you can use it. So anyway, that's down below. You can download that. Alrighty. So there are some previous videos on here, moving through each of the 36 cards. Building your spirit vocabulary is the foundation for reading these cards. There are no set rules, and practice, practice, practice is the key to your experience. So the 2-card combinations, they're read in pairs, coming together to create a prediction that tells the story or answers the question that was asked. Now, learning these 2 cards is just the foundation. From there, we'll add a 3rd card. From there, we'll spring to 5 cards, then to 7 cards, then a 9-card block, then many, many other different layouts, and finally the grand tableau. So there's all kinds of ways to read these cards, but it all hinges on you being able to read, when this card comes up next to this card, this is what it means for me. So the symbols will flow together to give clarity about the past and give a glimpse of the future. Combining cards helps us blend the story of the cards, stringing the cards together to make a coherent statement. So we're going to start by looking at the first card as the subject of the 2-card reading, and the second card as a description that modifies it, or a noun as the first card and the adjective as the second card. So just as a refresher, noun identifies a class of people, places, or things, and the adjective is a word or phrase that describes the noun to modify it. Alrighty, so we're getting ready to start. Alrighty. Don't forget to download your handouts and print out the handout for this exercise. Check your settings before you print, because this is a large 36-page document and you might want to print it double-sided. You can pause the recording and do that now. And then there are links below the video for the Lenormand card combination blank PDF. You'll only need to print this once, and you'll use it for each of the 36 videos. So how to use this handout. We're going to take one word that symbolizes the meaning of each card in the Lenormand deck that you came up with in the exercise of spirit vocabulary. You're going to put that into the printout next to the card it represents in the column marked 1. For example, if we start with writer, you'll list for writer what your word was. For me, it was messenger. So messenger goes in the column 1 all the way down. Then what we're going to do is marry up each of the other 35 cards. So we're going to take writer plus clover. We'll put in what clover means, so lucky, and then we combine them together. We have messenger and lucky. We have a lucky message coming our way. So this will give you your 2-word combinations for each of your cards. I'm going to stop sharing at this time and move on to a different handout. So we've done quite a few of these videos now on spirit vocabulary and two card combinations. So I just want to let you know we're going to start moving quicker through this. So in the previous videos, I've been typing in the two words as we go and then getting the blended meaning. Now I'm just going to insert the completed worksheet that has the two card meanings in it already. So we can go quicker because you know what? We want to move on so that you can learn how to do 3-card readings, 5-card readings, 7-card readings, portrait spreads, and finally the grand tableau. So I'm really excited that you're on this journey with me. So let's get started on the next one. So we are now on card 36. So proud of you for getting this far. So card number 36 is the cross. So first time I saw it, I thought of it immediately as spiritual. But the more that I read about it in the Essential Lenormand book, it's more about a burden. It can be spiritual, but mostly it shows up when there's a burden. It's one of the cards they would consider negative. So now let's marry it up with the other 35 cards. So the burden and the news. So I have the card number 1 is also someone coming into your life. So I have a fated visitor, destiny of some sort, but it could also be bad news that weighs heavy on you. So now we have luck and burden together, and that would be improvements or hope. The luck makes the burden better. Travel with a burden, so a difficult journey. A home and the cross. Now this comes in as spiritual. I have a church, but it could also be your home situation weighs heavy on you. Then we have health with the tree. So I have like a backache or health concerns. I forget why I have backache, but there was something that spoke to me about it. So again, these things change all the time, and it's what it means to you in the moment. So clouds, confusion. So that's guilt and depression. The snake is danger and betrayal. So somebody double-crossed you and it weighs heavy. Number 8 is ending. So I have grief and depression with that burden. The bouquet is a gift. So it's improvement or relief from the burden. The scythe is sudden or sharp, so a painful burden. The whip is something that's arguments are repeated over and over again. So I have physical abuse, marrying it up with the burden. The birds is about talking or gossip. So I have a hard conversation, possibly counseling, something that's really weighing heavy. The child is something new or small. In this case, I'm taking it just as a child and with the cross, and we're doing baptism. The fox is something sneaky or could be related to a job. So I have a difficult job. The bear is about diet, finance, or business. So this could be a financial burden. You could be overweight. You could have debt. Your business could be failing. The stars are about wishes and dreams. So this could actually maybe be prayer. The stork is about transition. And I have improvement, change, destined change. The dog is your loyal friend, and I have counselor, someone who's helping you through a burden. The tower is any kind of multi-level organization, which certainly would describe a church or any religious organization. And then we move into the garden, which is a gathering. It's your tribe. It's a social group. So I have your support network. The mountain is about obstacles and delays, and I have really dark thoughts of this one. So loneliness, being stuck out there on the mountain, maybe even suicidal thoughts. The crossroad is choices, so having a difficult decision to make. Mice is about loss or stress, so I have and diminish, so the burden diminishes. But this can also mean, it's kind of like a double negative. So it's just a lot of stress related to this burden. The heart is about love. So I have heartache or destined love. The ring is about a commitment. So a commitment that is a burden, you would have remorse. It's a bad contract. The book is about secret knowledge. It's also studies. So I have the Quran, you know, any kind of very spiritual written knowledge. The letter is written communication. So with it being a burden, difficult news, like maybe a bad letter that you got in the mail, a lot of bills coming in. So with the man or woman, it could be someone who's depressed or tired. And the lily is about maturity or tranquility. So it could be pains with old age, burdens with old age. The sun is about success and happiness. So I have destined success. The sun is about, well, I just did this one. The moon is about emotion. So I have nightmares. And the key is about solutions. So solutions to the burden, I have destiny, your way of getting out of what it is that's weighing so heavy on you. The fish is about abundance or resources. So abundant grief, abundant burden, so overwhelming grief. And then the anchor with the cross, so security. So I have challenging work. So wow, we're done with all 36 cards, putting together the 2-word combination. So now it's on to marrying up these cards to tell the story. So I'm going to be organizing other classes that help you read 3-card, 5-card, 7-card, and 9 cards, which is a portrait spread, and eventually the grand tableau. That will have a bunch of videos because that's big. And I hope that you'll join me on this journey. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please drop me an email at sue@piedpiperofpurpose.com. I won't analyze your reading, but I can help you if you get stuck or if you have a question about how all of this works. In the meantime, I am super proud of you because this was a lot. I started this a couple months ago with these videos, but I just love it. And putting this all on tape has helped strengthen my 2-word combinations for each of the cards. Anyway, I'm just thrilled that you're on this journey with me, and I can't wait to see where it takes you. So please reach out if there's anything I can do for you. Thanks so much. So I'm not going to walk you through each of the rest of the cards on this video. You can do that on your own, which is really a great idea. For you to come up with your spirit vocabulary, 1 word for each card, and then to marry that 1 word for each card together to tell the story. Then you'll be able to read intuitively for people because you'll just know. You won't be remembering what I assigned it. You have to have what you know it means for you. So all the handouts are down below in the links. My gift to you will be a full completed combination list for each of the 2 cards. However, you'll garner more success in your readings if you complete the exercise using your own meanings for each symbol. But if you'd like my list, it's down below. So I'm working on videos for 3-card readings, 5-card readings, 7-card readings, the 9-card portrait reading, and eventually the grand tableau. I'd love to do this, and I'm so glad that you're on this journey with me. In the meantime, if you have any questions, please drop me an email at sue@piedpiperofpurpose.com. I won't analyze your reading, but I can help if you're stuck or have a question. In the meantime, I'm so proud of you as you're working to strengthen your intuition. That's what it's all about. This really speaks to me. It's my purpose. I'd love to help you with your purpose, and hopefully it has something to do with strengthening your intuition. All right, thanks so much. We'll see you on the next video.